Asuma korende moyo enagigumu
Welcome to the youngest nation on earth, South Sudan. It's vast and untapped, a country born of war. We're on our way to see a young musician who's singing for peace.
Music to me is very, very important. You know, one day, peace will be here.
He calls himself WJ, the King. He's a reggae superstar in South Sudan.
We need peace in our country. We need love. We need love. We need peace in our country. We need love.
We really want our generation to have a good, better future. We will stop this fighting and peace will come in this land.
WJ's crew is taking to the streets. This is concert promotion, South Sudanese style. There aren't many newspapers out here in the town of Tarit, and most people can't read anyway. So it's word of mouth.
I think young people has a great role to play in promoting peace in South Sudan. And what I've been seeing lately, young people, they have shown that they really need peace. They don't need any other wars or any violence. They really need peace.
Young people make up more than 70% of the population in South Sudan. What's happened to their country is a tragedy. The South Sudanese spent more than 20 years fighting against the North for independence. More than 2 million lives were lost.
Just tell them we need peace, peace, peace.
They won their freedom in 2011. But soon afterwards, they started killing each other in a bloody civil war of tribe against tribe, faction against faction. Millions of young lives have been shattered along the way. Have you been frustrated by what's happening?
So much, very frustrated. Not only me, I think most of the youth and the people of South Sudan, they are so frustrated.
After years of suffering, a concert like this is a big deal. It's a rare chance for young people to have fun. For WJ, it's showtime.
Innocent people,
People are always excited when they see an artist singing in front of them. Yeah, they enjoy the music and they feel they're really free to express themselves.
Daniel Mwaka is WJ's manager and the promoter of the show. He wants South Sudan's new wave of musicians to be heard around the globe.
The world views South Sudan as a country that's full of negative things, full of violence, wars, death, hunger. So that's what the media always report about South Sudan. But I think if they are to look at the positive side, that also there are good music in South Sudan, there's good culture, there is something good that can come out of that situation, of course we'll be exposed. We have a story to tell to the world.
In South Sudan, people love music. They love music so much. So much. And music have changed our people.
The town of Tirit holds a lot of history for WJ. This is where he grew up. His mother sang in the local church choir. WJ learnt music by ear. Amazing place. You can see some bullet holes there?
Yeah, there's a bullet, yeah. The reason why I brought you guys here in this church, because I start my music in the church. Through my mom. I used to play around, running when they are singing there. Always good music come from the church.
The war came to Tirit when WJ was 7. He was separated from his parents in the chaos of gunfire. He ran one way, they ran the other.
Difficult time because you're in the bush. No school, no hospital, no anything. Can you believe that a man like me now, I cannot read? All because I'm in the bush.
Even now, WJ can't read the lyrics of his own songs. Instead, he remembers them by heart. Almost 3/4 of people in South Sudan are illiterate. And just like WJ, their homes and families have been shaken again and again by the war.
Peace is like an egg. You need to handle it well. Because when you don't handle it well, you leave it, something will happen, but still you go back. So we don't want that thing to happen again. We don't want to lose our people again.
This is WJ's father, Augustine. They were separated for more than 20 years. Each didn't know if the other was still alive. Later, WJ's father even attended one of his concerts, not knowing his son was on stage.
I'm happy.
You're really happy?
Happy, very
So you
well
didn't know that it was your son?
I don't know. I don't know.
What a surprise, huh? It's taken years for WJ's family members to find each other again. The war scattered them from one side of the country to another. His sister lost her leg when she was shot at the age of 7. His grandmother lost her sight because of a lack of medical care. Their story is the story of so many families in South Sudan. The atmosphere is still uncertain. Fighting can break out again at any time. Families are always ready to run, to take cover. 20% have been forced to flee their homes because of the war. WJ's mission is to get his music to the people.
Let's love one another. Peace and harmony in our land, South Sudan.
But that's tough in a country where there are few roads and few guarantees. The best way to spread the message is to take to the airwaves. The radio has become a lifeline.
Peace! On 98.6 in Juba, 98.8 in Tirit.
This is iRadio, your eye on South Sudan.
iRadio is run 100% by South Sudanese employees, journalists, administrators, and even the cleaners. 100% South Sudanese content. We give them what they need. You know, this radio station is 24/7. You have to feed it. You have to feed it with information.
All we need, equal rights and justice, to be free from wars and corruption. Human rights, stand up for your right, for the future of a youngest nation.
Most of the broadcasters are under the age of 35. They're risking their lives to deliver the news. Some young journalists have already been threatened, beaten and killed for simply doing their job.
And in other stories tonight on the show, we ask, how can the Peace and Reconciliation Commission enforce
Young listeners are tuning in to learn more.
across the country since the transitional government of national unity has now been...
A huge number of the youth were the ones that were actually driving the war. And that is because they were not educated. They are not aware of what they're doing. They're just told that this community has done this and in return, we have to revenge. So first of all, I think if we really need to include the youth into taking this country into a new direction, I think we need to educate them first. And then the rest will be easy.
But more than half of the children in South Sudan have never set foot in a classroom. Instead, many are continuing the cycles of violence that go back for generations. Young men will even kill each other over cattle.
So you'll find this community will go take 1,000 cattle from this community. This other community will not forget. What they do is wait, rearm themselves, reorganize themselves, and go, you know? And the problem is that within the process, people die.
It's not just community against community, but tribe against tribe. There are more than 60 tribal groups in South Sudan. The two largest, the Dinkas and the Nuer, have a history of killing each other by the thousands. They mark their young warriors with distinctive scars. South Sudan should be one of the richest countries in Africa. It has fertile ground and the mighty River Nile. But less than 2% of the land is cultivated, and more than 2.8 million people go hungry. War and uncertainty have put the nation on hold. James Wani Iga was a military commander in the South's war against the North. He now says he's an advocate for peace and development.
I know how destructive the war is. I've tasted it for 21 years, so I know, and having experienced the post-war as a child.
But independence has brought little relief for the people. Many of their leaders who helped win the War of Independence have failed to make the transition from soldiers to responsible politicians. The young voices of peace are growing louder in South Sudan. They want their leaders to stop fighting, stop stealing, and start running the country.
Say, let me cry now through music. If my leaders will listen to me, tell that they are not seeing what is happening. People are dying all because of them.
I knew dom tenina be kubu. I knew yal tenina be mutu. I knew nina bes bigeni katulu badutanina barao kajunubin yakwanale. We need peace.
He has inspired a lot of people. Yeah, his music has got a meaning which can change people's minds.
The meanings of the songs actually is touching our heart. So we are happy for that.
There's a very funny thing with youth. They are able to listen to what their fellow youth are saying. Because when these old men come, you know, they're like, same old politicians. But when a young person comes, they want to listen. What is he trying to tell us?
sawa mabat nas kan tifa mabat mafi haja basi fi beleda.
And I think that is a good thing that he is doing. He should continue doing that.
The day peace will be in South Sudan, hey, the whole world will be happy.
Here as Trokra, we are providing water, food, seeds and tools, sanitation, and also providing people with a chance to talk and build peace. This is vital and important work in this place which is still racked by violence all around us.
I told up the Honorable Kaka. Karab Kaka Bravo. Jina sai, بدون دم بدون نال بدون أي شيء بدون أكل. وجينا هنا بمركب. يوقعنا هنا. لكن ما في شيء.
والله مشان بداية ناسا من يوم كنا كرفت بيلا ومشي كابس ما في طريقة ثانية. كان أول كان في كاكا وكان بزراعية وهنا ما في طريقة.
8 والناس جورهم هنا جايرين مخشينا جوا البحر ملابس بحر أكلوا بقى العيال ذاته غرقوا في البحر يا وجينا كم يوم في الشارع بقى الناس ناموا في الغابة ما بعرف ما الجنة بتاعك بقى العيال لقطنا في المرلوط هنا. طبعا امبارح منظمة جاب لنا شوية الحاجات وجات ما تم للناس فوق ناقص باقي الناس هسه ما صرفوا
بالذات منظمة بيقولوا كارتس ونشكر جدا منظمة الذي هو سهم أكثر مننا من المناطق تاع جنوب السودان هنا كارتس كامبون نتمنى أن يجيب لنا زرعة ويجيب لنا صواني ويجيب لنا دواء عشان المواطنين الموجودين هنا كلهم يعني هم زول بسبب مرض وما في دواء مولود بعيد لكن نتمنى منهم ان شاء الله اجاد اذا جابوا برضه اننا بنقول لهم ربنا يساعدهم وربنا يرفع شنو حماس قدام وربنا كمان يكون شنو يعني زول بيعمل حسنه ربنا بقدمه دي شيء رسالته لكل المنظمات.
My name is Mark Mitchell. I'm the Humanitarian Programmes Coordinator at Caritas Aotearoa, New Zealand. The current situation in South Sudan is desperate. The fighting and conflict has been going on since 2013. Combined with the drought, people have been without rain for nearly 2 years now. People that have been forced to flee their houses as armies have come through and burnt their houses, burnt their crops. Any kind of reserves that they might have had have gone. I've also seen people eating maybe 4 or 5 times a week on whatever they can forage for, roots and weeds and some sort of wild fruit that grows. It's clearly not enough to provide the nutritious value that they need. So Caritas are responding primarily through the provision of food, meeting those most basic of needs. Secondly, we are looking to provide seeds and tools so that people who are able to go back to their homes are able to continue to grow and restore those food sources that they had. And we're also involved in providing shelter and basic household items for those people who have been displaced from their homes and have lost everything. We are looking for New Zealanders to partner with us. You can support financially by going to our website, which is www.caritas.org.nz, and pledging a donation there. We're also looking for people who can be involved in the advocacy. Again, on the website there will be messages about how to write to your MPs and write to those in power who can make a difference here.
For more than 21 years, a civil war raged between the north and the south of Sudan, which left 2 million dead and 4 million homeless. As part of a peace agreement brokered in 2005, South Sudan went to referendum in January last year and voted overwhelmingly to split from Sudan. The 9th of July is the first anniversary of independence for the Republic of South Sudan, but it still faces immense challenges. It is one of the poorest and least developed places in the world. There is slow progress being made on its infrastructure, such as roads and telecommunications. It remains one of the worst places in the world to give birth, with only 19 registered midwives. 98% of women cannot read or write, and services such as education and healthcare are struggling to cope with the influx of returnees. Over the last year, tens of thousands of southerners living in Sudan have returned to their villages to rebuild their lives from scratch. Today, a food and water crisis is adding to the challenges that returnees face. 4.7 million people, that's half the population, are affected. Many families can only eat one meal a day. CAFOD, over the last year, has been providing food aid, and has installed 13 water pumps in the Yei region, providing clean water to returnee families.
Yana dongi ndag di nas kitir tagras tan min sabade tagirja lakad zaman to school foot biga. Ya tagjara fi school late. Ya asade biga geru biga gisay dan. Mahim tu asana mendu asaka disease mafi. Wa clean.
The daily challenges of water, food and medical care still remain. But the people of South Sudan continue to have hope in a future that will bring improved conditions, stability and peace.
Prayer for the Republic of South Sudan. God of mercies, we thank you for your great love for us. We ask you to guide all our leaders in the process of nation building. Grant them your wisdom, compassion, and fortitude. Loving God, give us courage to reject resentment as well as internal conflicts. Through the intercession of Saint Bagida, help us to overcome hurt, hostility, and bitterness in our hearts, so that we become reconciled citizens in one nation. Renew us the will for honest and hard work, and bring us closer to you in the spirit of service, unity, and lasting peace. Loving God, we pray for our heroes, our mothers, and all innocent people who died during the last years of war. We pray in thanksgiving for all those who stood with us in solidarity to bring about peace. Unite us from every tribe, tongue, and people. Send your Holy Spirit upon us, and may your will be done in us. God, bless our new nation. Bless the Republic of South Sudan. Bless also the Republic of Sudan. In Jesus' name, amen.
For your name
Pidanduk, a peer feathery. Oh, I read by way, boy, Grandpa. Walk out, Kurekwa. I oka sham kuto. Oh, did the shop. A few quiet to Maturi, who will feed up on the rate. Walk, I see a page man, I think better. By he when you chin better. She ran by Chappy. Peter found out Piagari. I know I did for it. I know I did for woman who go with you. Yeah, and you call your chicken no. Call you go got you doing away with him. Meet you did come meet court, copy the Rachito. To now walk, young lady, a good you, Rachito. Good you mean, dear, and anything jam, my dear Chito. What you doing way? Want you ban? Oh, Boko, Chado, you go Kiata Bani. Good you to your banting, a book ban jack of you button. And the other Genevieve, a show already, man book your booter. My dear, neck. And neck, more than. I keep him a little more. You would your day, could have. Dạ cạch, ủa mít, nên thế này coi, bố coi chi liu anh chi cả liu, bố cái dao qua ru, giờ cái lại chả tôi cái chừng, giờ cái chả tôi cái chừng cái bút chứ mà bố dao gì, cái này cái bi ô bút à, pan này cho dòng lấy chứ đi học bạn.
Cái vấn ngạt cái bia the pidi, aliu.
Ririn tin ku chena nam bai e yungo chan ji panu chan yang pe panu ri chena yang pe chin pir pia da to ko ni panu yine puri chin ku barab ku biwo baka ku chang kuna chin de bini chen wa tini de pia ni ma ni de kwa nya no pir wo ka tena e pira kuma da tawan to ko woki na na janjara ti no andi ba de wo pi ti ki pe ka nimbe tag de ko ni na ken wo mi ai ka wo ka kai to to na ya ko wo ko ni ka cham ko kai chen na wo ja ngi e cham den
Starting in February, very unusual. So in the dry season in South Sudan, there was an outbreak of cholera just to the north of here in Lake State, a place called Awario, which is right on the Nile. It's extremely unusual to have an outbreak of cholera in the dry season here, but it killed several hundred people in the space of a few months. So we shifted money and people to address that, not only in Awario, which is in lakes, but to the east across the Nile in Duke, and we were able to save many, many lives.
Cholera was too much here. It was really, a lot of people were affected really by cholera. A lot of people were sick. So when we came in, we trained them how to protect themselves from cholera, how to purify water, also how to keep the food safe, and how to keep the environment clean.
Cái phía đấy này cái này cha này tiền nó rồi tiền đấy cái phía đấy chứ mình này tụi đi đuổi chứ ban này cú chỉ là cái này cái nó quay ra nó pieng cái nó cái gì pieng cú gì cái lôi cái là cái này cái phía đấy cha nó tụi cái này đi đuổi ra đấy cú nói chỉ là cái đun này mà cú cái gì này nhỉ cái đun gì này mua cái nó mà quạt.
We are teaching households and working with the communities on the good health and hygiene practices which they can use to minimize the spread of cholera and hence reduce the risk.
What is very important now of the cholera response now, it is a prevention. We used to go to the communities. We used to go and teach them. You go and tell them the message that they would be able to prevent themselves then when we leave them on the ground, they should be able to do it, so that we can leave the knowledge to the community, so that they should be able to help themselves from all this deadly disease called cholera.
It has reduced. There are no many cases of cholera like before. Don't want to hear cholera in future, as we are still working on it. We are still working hard, at least to kill it totally. Don't need to hear it anymore.
When you train these people, you want people to drink clean water and safe water. So when you want people to drink safe water, then you make people free from any diseases which may commonly affect them. So these are the things which make me actually very proud, and I'm very happy with that.
After the people got their houses burnt, they had nowhere to seek refuge except in the church. And the father opened the door of the church for them to come and take refuge there. Some of them have lost members of families who were killed during the conflict. So we have orphans here in this IDP camp here in Remenze. We also have widows. We identify the most vulnerable members from the community. Like, for example, we have a list of children who are malnourished. We have a list of elderly women. We have a list of the disabled.
When people are displaced, we don't want to keep them to be lukewarm. No spoon feeding. So what we need to do is to equip, to make our people strong, to be self-reliant. We give them tools, we give them seeds, and make them to go and dig for themselves. And even they love that. One thing here which our people they like is they don't want too much dependence. They don't want a lot of dependence. That's why here, even if you hear about conflicts here, it will be hard for you to see people in camps. Our people don't like staying in camps. They like staying, doing their thing for themselves, feeding themselves.
Now, because there is relative stability in the security situation, they're able to go some few distances and able to cultivate for themselves. Actually, our distribution is very timely because they are getting the land ready for the second planting season. So giving them these seeds today and tools will enable them to immediately plant. There is life coming back to Remenze now, and I could see the IDPs have done some planting, they have harvested. So there is some hope that with the relative calm now, maybe in a few months to come, because most of them are in the vicinity of the church here. They have actually not come from far away. They are just from the neighboring villages. It's in the dry spell, that's when they will be able to go back to their homesteads and reconstruct their houses that were burnt. And we shall have a fewer number staying here in the church. I hope so. It's a work that we do to save lives, to give assistance to the needy. And I feel great during my interaction, especially with the beneficiaries, when you feel that they are appreciating the service that you are offering. Especially like today, we have come to distribute the tools. You see the beneficiaries, they're excited. They really know that the church is not only concerned about their pastoral needs or their spiritual needs, but we are also concerned about their well-being.
high hopes for South Sudan. It's a country with very many resources. We expect too much from South Sudan unless there is no corruption.
My hope for South Sudan is that now we are going to live in an era of true freedom, where there is justice, where human rights are respected.
That we shall build our nation peacefully and there will be no problem whether tribalism or what. It's the only hope for us.
We pray people live in harmony and peace. Leaving aside all the issue of conflict, tribal conflict, and every kind of conflict that will arise in our community.
We shall live the life of brotherhood, and we are relieved from all the pain that we are going through so far.
And I hope we will be a very great nation, like the other great nations in the world.
There's no option other than going to open wells, places like swamps, where there's stagnant water, even along the road, where water stands, people, women get water, access water from there, and they serve the family members with this water because this is the only way they can get water. When people get sick, it actually destabilizes the economy of, let me say, of that particular family, because the little money they get will all go for health issues, to just for treatment, instead of using that money for other developmental issues in the family. The end result is they resort to use that money to actually heal themselves, to go for health facilities.
Narake ndia jur loi kide nagon kubeda de kadi piong kone mama tabur asan yini keke danina i moju kine piong na muto kolarima.
As a humanitarian service worker, we feel we have actually saved people's life.
Ambilila nguna chunyun takati Amerika yo itata na kendai ina pirimna.
Sudan greatly needs your support. A nation, a sick nation, cannot engage in any meaningful or productive activities. So health is important. there are diseases like malaria, HIV, that should not really be killing people so much, but because the health services are lacking, people are dying. You know, the children, maternal health, really leaves a lot to be desired. It's a critical moment for us. We need support from you. We need support from everybody.
When we fight, suffering is imminent.
People are displaced. Death is certain, and starvation threatens millions of lives.
Behind me, there are graves down there of people who were shot around here last year, and they are buried in mass grave here.
Our peoples now are suffering because they move on top of dead bodies going to school, and our leaders could not see them. They just continuing on their war, and we advise them they should stop what they're doing because they are destroying the unity.
We have hope in this country that tomorrow it will come into normal. What is there? We are only asking our governments to look, especially education in the country. Education, because it is the key even for development. When we leave these children to go minus education, at the end of the time, the country will fail.
There are many, okay? Of course, a picnic cannot be done by one. What about number 2?
I want to become a doctor simply because in our country people are suffering from many types of diseases and we do not have enough doctors.
We have the mission and vision and how to bring up the future like this children here, and we need help.
Education is our hope for future. And we want to tell to our young generation that let us forget the past and let us forgive one another. Because if we continue to keep the negative memories into our mind, we are not going to go far. And if we don't drop down the attitude of fighting, we will not go far. And if we don't stick to education, we have no exit. No gun has ever developed a nation, but education has done that.